First off, like, neutral, a lot of it is, I think someone said this in chat the other day, is like, it's like a conversation between two players. You can learn a lot just by like how like people are moving, where they are on the screen, right? I don't feel like people generally like put a lot of, they don't put any attention into it, right? So if opponent is over here, you know, and they don't have a fireball, right? What are they doing over here? What can they hit you with? And you have a fireball, right? And they have V-trigger. So maybe they're looking for a jump. Or if they're right here and they have a slide activate, right? No fireball. Nothing that will reach you except for slide activate. They're threatening the slide, right? They're probably going to do it. Little things. These are really basic, right? Everybody knows this. They just don't articulate it. Another thing is also is when someone's moving in big wavy movements, right? These aren't really like, there's not much room for precise corrections. Without these precise corrections, they're more likely to get hit. When they're walking big and wavy, you know there's more of a likelihood that when they walk forward and they're done, you can do stuff like this. Or when they walk back and then forward, you know you can press and meet them. So these are just the very basics of it, right? Or when if they're making big, long, wavy movements, then you know when they're done walking forward, you have a chance to walk into the corner and block. Oh, he walked back, he's going to walk forward. He walked back, he's going to walk forward. He's going to walk forward. This is how you see me catch these so often. I'll catch Zonk when they're moving forward. The reason why is because upper level players, what they do is, as soon as they walk back, they move forward. So as soon as I see them walk back, I zonk. Because a walk back generally means a forward walk. They're always constantly respacing themselves. So if I see a slight walk back, I usually zonk. Right? There are ways to counter that, of course, too. And that is like inherently a part of the conversation in terms of, if you know my level of play, if you know that I'm looking for a walk back, you can do this. This will beat my Zonk. This will counter him because Zonk, it doesn't have priority in neutral, really. It really doesn't. It's not like EX tackle. And at the same time, when somebody is making whatever movement they usually make, you have to point out when there are inconsistencies when they do this. Like, why do you just change your spacing out of nowhere? It's like a birdie, right? When they're sitting still, right? And they just start moving, right? Well, let's say they're making big, wavy, long movements and they have a bar meter and you're about to be stunned. And they do this. Why would they do that, right? And I'll tell you why. A lot of the time it's because usually they're thinking about doing something specific. So, like if a birdie is doing this and then they move like this, they might EX dolphin dive you right there. That's what I look out for. These are the tells I look for. I know these are not a lot of things that people think about, but these are things that I generally pay attention to. Or how is he moving? Yeah, so let's say I know how I move all the time, right? And the opponent knows meet them in neutral because they know how I move, right? They know how I move generally. They know what it means, like when I'm walking like this, right? So they're like, okay, well when he walks back, he's gonna walk forward. When he walks forward, he only walks this much. And depending on how I walk, he'll walk back a little more, and then he'll walk forward the same way every time. Well, what you could do is this. This is what I do, right? So what I'll do is this. I'll walk back just a little more. So what will happen is I'll correct how I move. These are like small, minor corrections. I get a lot of whiff punishes with crouch fierce like this. So what I'll do is I'll walk back, and then I'm not moving anymore, right? Let's say I walk back. It depends if I'm whiff punishing, waiting, or being the aggressor, right? So if I'm whiff punishing, what I'll do is I'll walk forward, and then I'll walk back, wait, and then I'll walk back again. And usually the reason for this is because it's like an inconsistency of how I move, so they expect me to walk back further. And then when they see me wait, so let's say the opponent walks back with me. Then they see me stop. They stop. And when they stop, they press to meet me in neutral. I'm recreating the situation where we meet. Right? This is some extra shit. This is some extra shit I do, but I get a lot of hits off of this. So we meet in neutral right here, right? The opponent follows me because they know where I'm going to walk back. They walk forward, right? They walk forward. I stop, they stop. And when they stop, it's kind of like, what? Yeah, exactly. They're thinking, okay, he's walking back. Exactly. So I walk forward, we meet in neutral, and then he follows me. Yeah, I'm just leading the dance. That's what's happening. You follow me, and I take a step further back because I know you can reach me when we both stop again. When you walk forward. How do I do this? Let's see in recording. Let's say I walk back here. And then we're here. So we walk forward. It's just a little... Well, it's really to mix things up. This is low risk for me. So you follow me, walk back, and then we stop right here. Then I walk back, and then you meet me with the button neutral. Right, and that's when the whip punish happens. This is where I beat so many people. And you can also do that with being aggressive. So if you know the opponent is waiting, when I walk forward, he assumes that means I walk back. Then I walk forward. So for example, he assumes that this means I walk back. Let's say we walk forward together. I walk forward again. I cut my distance from walking back like I would normally move to walking forward. You see? And it's too late at that point. It's too late to react, right? Maybe they do a delay tech, right? Maybe they do a delay jab, but as far as like reacting, see, I do shimmies like this on people, especially in the corner. Corner is a good play for this because they might walk in, walk out again, and then. So let's say normally I would walk out here, and then I frame trap, kind of for free, if I know the opponent is waiting, or delaying. If I know they're delaying or waiting, you know, which is delaying is, I mean that's waiting as well, right? So like most guesses can be made on the fact that whether or not you assume the opponent is waiting or not, you know. If they're waiting, you can be aggressive. If they're not, you can be the defender.